Okay, hello, and welcome to IB Solution webinar. Our topic today is the MDG Cloud Ready Mode, with the intention to see the first look and features of something that we are all hearing about, but maybe not had touch point with by now. Today, presenters will be myself and my colleague Vasil, who will share with you or present himself a little bit later. Um, Please note that you can put all your questions only in our chat. So anything that you would like to raise, you can immediately do it there. And I think with that, we are good to go. A little bit about myself. So my name is Evelina Zapreva. I'm a solution expert on MDG topics, and I've been working with different types of master data, finance, um, all the domains, basically business partner, customer, supplier, material, for the last more than 10 years. I've been working for IB Solution in the last 5 years approximately. And that's pretty much the most important information for me for today. And now let me give the word to my colleague to present himself.
Hi everyone, from my side, Vasil Gushu speaking. So I'm beginning of this year, I'm having the role as team lead of our Bulgarian office MDG team. I've been working in the master data management domain since already 10 years, doing different projects, many in the business partner area, some in the financial, not that many in the materials stream yet. And yeah, I've been in IB Solution already almost 8 years, so I'll be happy to be here with you on this webinar. And with that, I'm giving the word back to Evelina that is going to do the bigger part of the webinar. Then at the end we'll have a short demo. But yeah, back to Evelina.
Okay, you should now be able to hear me again. Just give me a second. Okay, so I was trying to say that you already have this agenda in advance, but let me quickly walk you through the topics that I would like to show you today. So very, very briefly, I will just remind you some of the cloud-ready mode functional details, and also a very brief overview of the central governance applications, those primarily which are new and different from the classic MDG. The biggest part and our attention will be to the practical creation of the business partner, because this is something interesting and new, which makes a difference from the old classic world. And at the end, if you had any questions, I will try to answer all of them. The functional highlights. So you have already probably been through multiple online descriptions of MDG Cloud Ready Mode. So you have heard about all of those listed here, like the consistent process design and Fiori-based UI applications. What that means in practice is that SAP since 2022, with the development of ABAP Cloud, has tried to create an experience for the user which is seamless, which has no difference between all the processes, whether a single process, consolidation, or mass processing. It is one and the same. And with the introduction of the ABAP Cloud, of course, naturally came the MDG Cloud, version, which is based on ABAP Cloud. With the release from 2023 as for HANA 2023, every customer which has this release can activate the cloud ready mode. It can coexist together with the classic mode, but of course the recommendation is that for all new customers, we work only with cloud ready, or at least wherever possible. And for all old customers having MDG on an earlier version, they smoothly transition to cloud ready mode in the future. Amongst the other highlights, I would like to remind that the cloud ready mode allows an end-to-end automation of the processes depending on the customer needs. And workflow is possible everywhere today through consolidation, single and mass processing. So we can have different approvals based on business needs on all those processes. In mass processing user interface, it's also possible to make changes and switch to single processing, and vice versa, from a single processing added to an already existing mass processing. The very new functionality is also the field extensibility and the key user adaptation directly in the existing Fiori UI. This really makes it easy for consultants and end users to change the UI according to their needs, to rename different buttons or fields. Some of the interesting new features that we would also show you today is the data provider integration. Maybe the mostly well-known, this is the CDQ a functionality which allows the business partner basic data enrichment. It's very easy to integrate this feature in Cloud Ready with just a few simple configuration steps, because it comes together with the 2023 release. A new option that is, however, not still widely used is the federated governance. SAP has got a lot of feedback from customers that yes, central governance is something great, but they also want to go to, let's say, local governance processes, so that the owners of the data or those that know it best maintain it. And that's why MDG Cloud Ready Mode is coming with the option to move the governance of different objects to a local governance process, then send it back to the core data, and finally distribute it to systems. This is what basically the federated governance include. A new feature is also the option to visualize the approval process. It first of all has to be configured in the system to show it, but then it's very easy to understand on which step the process is at the moment, which are the steps that were already completed and which are the steps which are still to be completed. Last but not least, with Cloud Ready, we are now able to use attachments in all processes, in single, mass processing, and consolidation. And with that, I would say that these are the newest features which maybe you would like to remember, and those that will be in handy through all processes. As a next step, I would like to show you directly in the system, but also maybe first just an overview of the new applications that are coming with the Cloud Ready Central Governance for Business Partners. So on the screen, you can already see what is coming by default. Some of them are known and were available and still are available in the classic mode for Fiori users. So I have only paid attention to those that are somehow new and not known. And with that, we have to start with the Manage Business Partners applications. This is our central point for searching, creating, and changing business partners. Now, since the cloud-ready mode is based on CDS views, we no longer have the same or even close to the old look of the starting MDG screen. Even the change request concept, which was the most widely known, is no longer in use in cloud ready mode. Here we are talking about processes and process IDs. We do not have a change request anymore in place. The starting screen allows us still to do search, first of all, based on different criteria, like again, the business partner, names, process ID, and some address data. But then the display is completely different, as you can see here below in the business partner list. When we go to the system, you can see a lot more details. So this is just an overview. Another application which looks very different from the past, this is my inbox. From here, we see a list of all the processes that are assigned to us. Interesting here is that they are accessible not only from our desktop devices, but also on mobile devices. That's why also the look is a little bit like on a mobile phone, so we can scroll through all those tasks which are assigned to us, and only as a second step navigate to MDG if necessary to see the further details which we have to approve. But if we don't want to see full details, we can directly from here, and you see on the screen our buttons for approval, rejection, or revision. An application that is related to the new creation process with process ID instead of a change request is the Manage Governance Processes. From this application, we can display all of the processes which were completed or which are still in process, which have failed or stopped at a certain point. Here, that's why we have a filter to make easier the search in case we have some specific criteria. Also, it's good that we can see the number of records like in a consolidation process. And also that's the reason why I started with this new feature for a seamless UI where everything is now governed through the same processes, and even our regular business partner creation processes look like the consolidation ones. Here we also have an option to navigate, to delete or submit an existing process. So in the moment we mark it, and I'll show you later, we can do different actions with it if it's not yet finished. A new application is also the export of master data. Previously, it was only available through consolidation and mass processing application. Now it's a separate application, and based on different criteria which we put in our selection screen, it could be only a part or the full business partner data, one or more business partners, which we export in an Excel format, and we can go through the tables, as you can see below, and check for the existing data. We can even reuse these templates for uploading later master data. Track changes is also an application which is new and different. From here, we can see something, let's call it similar to the change documents, but in a more friendly, user-friendly way. The application basically displays the business partner that are already finalized. And all the changes could be seen from the process ID with different details on field level. Process path overview is also something very, very new and exciting, as in the past, as you can remember, in the classic mode, and we're still not able to see the full process. We don't know which are the coming steps and what is left, while here, for every a process which has already been started, we can see on which step we are currently, as mentioned earlier, and which are the steps. In addition to that, we can also see which are the recipients of our request on the next step. And with that, we can find them in our system and ask for faster approval if that is needed. And now what I would like to do is jump directly in our system and see how the things which we mentioned up to now actually work. So let me briefly switch my screen. I need just a second to prepare the system which I would like to show you. And I hope that you can already see my screen. Okay, great. So what we discussed by now is namely this all those applications from the Central Governance for Cloud Ready mode. So I will start with the creation of our business partner, going to manage business partners. And from here, we can already see the new option for searching. So we can do some free text typing here. We can use different statuses to search for business partners, directly the business partner ID, our process ID if we know it, and of course the standard name or name to, and some of the address data. Interesting to see is that in the business partner section, if we do not have yet a generated business partner ID, meaning the number, then we don't see anything, only some names, descriptions, whatever has been assigned as business partner name. But then whenever we have the number, it's already displayed below the business partner description. So in the past we had it separately, now it's united in one column. And the process ID for the completed or created business partners is also displayed as part of our list. Going to creation process, we click on create organization, and we now enter the very new world of the creation based on the CDS views, which has nothing to do with our old business partner layer navigation through different screens. So we can assign basic data in this initial pop-up, or we can directly go to the creation process. That would be up to us, but none of the data here is primarily mandatory in order to switch onto the next screen. So let me show you that. Once we click OK, we will open now, or the system will open for us, a creation screen. And here we can navigate, but now, as mentioned, through our completely new sections, which are placed here on the top, divided into logical sections for process information, which is relevant to the old change request header, general information. And you can see that the navigation is super easy. Once we click on the section which we would like to check or maintain, we can go directly to it. No need to scroll, no need to go on customer or supplier level below in order to see the data. Here it's really super easy. But before we see, of course, customer and supplier data, we have to maintain some of the rows, and I would like to show you them. Let's go for a demo customer. Okay, some mandatory fields which are configured as per the customer needs. Here, one interesting thing which I want to show you, this is a completely custom field, integrated seamlessly in the UI. It could be any kind of field which you want to add. It could be also very easily removed through the Adapt UI, which I mentioned earlier. In the address section, we can maintain some mandatory data. Like in the past, we have our F4 search help, but also what you can pay attention to is now this predictive search. The moment we start typing in the boxes with F4 help, it already displays the entries which are relevant to what we have searched for. Here, we can also use a regular search. Okay, going further to the rows section, you can see how we navigate quickly, and what is new is that all our create buttons are located in the right side of the screen. The moment we assign a row, be it to a customer or a vendor, it gives us the information which row we have supplied. And since I wanted to create a customer, just let me switch to the right row. Okay. Now, if we go directly to the customer, you can see that it's already prepared for us here as a new, and we have to click to navigation here in order to go to the section with all the customer specific data. Same UI approach as on business partner level. We have different tabs for general information, company codes, sales area, tax indicators. Within the company code section, we can already assign company code, and you can see how again the UI is built in a similar way on all levels. The moment we maintain the company code, you will see the other sections activated and all the fields which are relevant. In order to save the data which we have done and go back to the previous screen, we need to click now this button apply. There are no longer buttons like done on any level. And here again, back on the level with the customer general data, company code and sales, we again have to click apply and go back to the first screen. Now we can save and submit, save or discard. But save and submit will also do all the validations and tell us which errors we still have to maintain. Right now, the errors are not or can't be used with navigation. SAP is in contact with us, and we know directly from them that they are working on a development of something similar to the classic world, which will allow us directly from this pop-up screen to go to the messages, but that is expected with the other or if not the next release, with for sure one by the end of this year. And that should help the users, of course, a lot, because otherwise every time they have to go back to screens and maintain the data which is missing. And I think that I already forgot what was the error and the language. I think the language, the button was hidden, but nevertheless, the last thing that I wanted to show you is the process template selection, which is part already from the process information. Depending on the configured templates, you can choose from here what kind of template to be used. So by standard, SAP is offering a single a request with regular workflow steps or with automated processing. So all the templates which are pre-configured as part of the customizing will be available here and ready for usage. We have also all the standard possibilities for duplicate check, so that it won't work at the moment because I think this is one of our unique records, but it is available for usage. Finally, we can save and submit our change request, and it will either be automatically approved or sent to our next step. But what I would like to show you is now the process path on an existing record. So if we imagine that our business partner is already pending for some time and somewhere, and we would like to check what has happened with it, we can always go to our governance, management of governance processes, and see where this is stuck and why. We have to open our process, and from here we see all the necessary steps in or general steps, but for all details we have to go to this button show, then click process path. This will navigate us to a different screen. And from here, you can see already that the process has been started, that we are on some edit step, but it was stopped. And if we click on view workflow path to the right, we can see those recipients which are available on the next step. Of course, here these are just the system or demo configured recipients, but in customer systems, it should be something easy to recognize, and we can contact those people, or the users can contact it for faster resolution. Let me quickly just show you one more thing, and then I give the word to Vasil, who will show you the data provider integration. The My Inbox. As mentioned earlier, this is the new and very, very different from the old world My Inbox, where we can see and scroll through all the master data requests assigned to our users. And you can see that switching through them, it gives us always the different options, because maybe some of them are started, not at all submitted. Then I see these options for sent for approval and so on. And if it is for a rework, then it could give different options. Navigation to MDG goes to the details of the specific process. And if you are working on a desktop as a user, you can see anything that is relevant before the approval. And that would be all from the first look and feel, which I wanted to show you. And now I will stop my sharing and allow Vasil to show you something very new and exciting. Okay.
Okay, so after all this interesting information that we got up to now, how we can use and take advantage of this new MDG Cloud Ready mode, it's time to see one of the most wanted or requested features, the so-called data provisioning or data providers being connected out of the box to MDG. Just first, I hope you can already see my screen. And going directly into the topic, when we navigate to the business partner governance section and we want to go to the manage business partner. And then here we again right away we will see. Okay, just a second, maybe something's not completely right with my sharing. Let me try to reshare again. Okay. Hope it's now you can okay. Sorry about that, having some issues with the sharing. Let me try to reshare again. Now it should be all good. Sorry about that. So go back from the beginning. Again, we'll go through the business partner governance section that we have. So the Cloud Ready MDG, and then we go to the already mentioned application managed business partner with central governance. And here again, we'll see the very similar screen that Evelina just showed. Very interesting. Most probably already saw that there is a very interesting option next to the create, which is called lookup and create. And that's exactly what we're going to check right now. Basically, as mentioned a bit earlier, there is an integrated out-of-the-box integration with the data provider CDQ. The idea is this was a long time requested that you can just jump in, search for a specific record, and then you get all the information that is stored on a central data provisioning app or data provider. So the idea is you get it just with some configuration steps. You get direct access to CDQ, and then you can get all the information that they are providing. And in future, the plan is that you can easily or with very few steps configure even additional data provisioning application. So it could be something else than CDQ, but just like with a couple of steps, change few configuration items, and then you're ready to go. Up to now in the classic world of MDG, this was always done via some kind of a enhancement spot where it required a lot of development, a lot of customizing, and then a lot of mapping between what the data provider is sending as data and what MDG expects. Here, it's already done and it's working quite well. So let's just directly jump and see what we get in results. For this example, we'll use the IB solution as a company name. We'll say the region is Germany. And then as you can see, it's already trying to do the connection, but I'll just go click on the go, and then you see it's now doing the connection to CDQ. What happens is we receive a list of records which are somehow similar to what we have provided in the search on the top. So basically, we can right away see we have IB Solution GmbH with different data. The difference that we can see here right away, it's the tax ID numbers, and on the right you can always see what's the score in percent. So what's the similarity between what you're searching and what you get in the result. Scroll down, you can see it's on the top. You always get the most accurate results. If you go down, maybe it's some other company, as here in the example, that still has the same part of the name in its own name, but still it might be that someone did a typo. It's still, you're going to see it. What happens here, for the purpose of the test, we take the one that's on top, even though 4 of the reference records have the same scoring percentage. Just the difference, as you can see, it's the tax number. So mark the one that you want, create business partner, and then we navigate it to the UI that Evelina just explained. And as you can see, all of the information that we saw on the list with results, we already have here. So have the business partner, that's the name. You have uh, the full name as well. The address is right away populated, so you see you don't need to know the details. You just get it from CDQ. Of course, we have the region, postal code, everything is here. And what is the most interesting part from my perspective, and I think it's also considered from a lot of the users, is the information that you get, like like tax numbers and the identification numbers. So we have the specific identification number filled right away, which is so we have the CDQ, and then this is the local court of Stuttgart number. If I'm not mistaken, somewhere we should also see the tax number. Okay, it's being transferred to the identification number, but yeah, as you can see it right away. And the interesting thing, you always see the reference record on the CDQ side, which means you can always, if needed, go back to CDQ and say, okay, maybe if there is something wrong, or just in case you need a reference to the CDQ, you know which is the record on their system that was copied or taken out from their database to our change request, and later on create this business partner. But as you can see, with just a couple of, I just typed the name and the country, and from there on, there is a lot of information that I'm getting right away, and I don't need to think of, especially when it comes to addresses and tax identification numbers. It's very easy. You just have it right away, and the risk of any mistakes or invalid data is really, really low. And this is sensitive data, so it's quite good. And again, we have the full UI, as Evelyn already showed. But yeah, the idea is it's very simple. It's working quite well. It's out of the box provided by SAP, and you don't need to know all of the details. You just maybe the name, the region, or the country, whatever, and it would be enough that you get accurate information by a data provider which is proven in the time. And as mentioned, they have an agreement with SAP. It works very, very nice. And yeah, that was basically it. As you can see, very fast, quite simple. Even if you don't know the details, you get right away. And if you don't know the new UI, you can easily navigate, just as you saw, a couple of buttons which speak for basically for themselves what they mean. And yeah, as mentioned in the very beginning, this was one of the most requested functionalities, because in the old world everything was done via custom implementation, and having this as a standard functionality is way better than having it as a custom one. And yeah, works quite well from what we had up to now as experience. Very very easy, quite well, and very stable. Yeah, that was what I wanted to share. I'll stop the sharing now from my side. I don't see any questions up to now. So, guys, if you have any questions, maybe raise them. If not, I think we're almost over the time already. So, yeah, maybe a few closing words from my side, and then I'll leave Evelina to say a few more words as well. Thanks for joining. Hope you get quite very useful information about what's in the new world of MDG. And yeah, I'm pretty sure all of the details that Evelina provides are quite helpful for you. So yeah, thanks for joining and being with us on this webinar. And yeah, maybe a few words from Evelina at the end.
I just moved my screens a bit. Thank you very much for your attention. I really wish you to start working with Cloud Ready, be it as end users or as consultants, because it's really, I would say, something different from the old world. I'm sure you will like it. Okay, and I think that's everything. And I wish you a very nice day. Thanks to Vasil for the participation and to our colleagues who are supporting us in the back end. Have a nice day, everyone, and bye. See you on our next webinar.
See you. Bye.